Hello boys and girls, and welcome to lesson 3-4, page 69 of your math journal. For today's homework, we're going to do a little bit of unit 3-4 and one activity from 3-3. One activity requires simply acknowledging or labeling the angle, and the second activity from 3-4, we actually need to use a protractor. If you do not have a protractor at home, I have Matthew here with me today.
Hi, people.
To help us estimate the angle. So he's going to show us on the board how we can estimate simply by using the baseline and finding where the 90 degree is. So let me show you here. Okay, he's going to show us how to do it by simply identifying where the baseline is, and then simply, let's say if you have this angle, he is going to show us by identifying where the 90 degree is. Okay, which would be straight up, and then simply estimating what it would be from here to here. If all of this is 90, how much is only this?
40.
Okay, he'll show us that on the board. So let's get started with page 69 of your math journal. So now we have questions 4A, B, and C right here. For these, we have to actually use a half circle protractor. So we're going to use a half circle protractor to find this. But before we do that, we want to make an estimate, as we were doing in the previous unit, where we would look at what's 498 plus 201. We would do a magnitude estimate. So we know 498 is close to 500. 201 is close to 2, so 500 plus 200 would be 700. So you know your answer is going to be close to that. Well, we're going to take that skill and we're going to use it for estimating angles or finding angles. So first, Matthew is going to make an estimate of an angle for us, such as number 4A, and then we're going to use the protractor on 4A to find it. Okay?
Hello, boys and girls. I'm going to teach you how to estimate angles. I'm going to use this line as my base line. So normally it's horizontal. So this will be my baseline. And I'm going to try to do a perpendicular line to mark 90 degrees, a right angle. So let's see. Let's try to estimate this part. It's more than half, because half would be this. So this, it would be like 30, because you could put 3 of this and make 90. It would be about 30. So 90 minus 30, this would be 60 degrees. So the answer would be 60 degrees too. About. And remember, this is called measure of angle A. Is about 60 degrees. And always remember to try to make a perpendicular line from the baseline. And as you know, this is smaller than 90 degrees, so it's an acute angle.
That was excellent. Thank you, Matthew, for showing us how to estimate an angle. Let's see how right you are. Now let's take a look at the one in the book, 4A, and use an actual half protractor to see if you were right. Okay, let's take a look at question 4A. And let's use our half circle protractor. Now the half circle protractor, as you can see, it's got a perpendicular line right there. That would be our 90 degree angle, and this would be our horizontal angle. And there's 0. Okay, we have to align this bottom line to our baseline, as Matthew showed us. Okay, so there it is, lined up. Okay, with the perpendicular dot where they both meet. You see this line, and this is the line of the angle I'm trying to measure. And it's aligned with the 0. Right here it's not aligned with the 0. If I put it like that, now it is. So now I follow where this line lands, and it's actually right at about 57 degrees. So this would be 57 degrees. Matthew's estimate was 60 degrees. So he's extremely close. Angle MCA is 57 degrees. Okay, at this point I want you to pause the video and try question 4B and 4C on your own. So go ahead, pause the video, try those on your own, and then we're going to move on to question 5A, B, and C. Okay, for questions 5A, B, and C, we are going to use a full circle protractor. Thanks to Matthew, we can see what a full circle protractor is. Now, a full circle protractor would be used when we want to measure an angle, such as a reflex angle. Let's say that we have an angle like this, but we're being asked to measure the outside of the angle. This would be considered a reflex angle, and for that we would need a full circle protractor. Okay, as we see here, we don't really have any of those. I mean, we could measure the inside or we could measure the outside. They haven't specified which angle they want us to measure. Okay, luckily here they actually haven't asked for any reflex angles. The reflex would be around the outside or around the outside or around the outside. They just want us to give the angle on the inside. Now keep in mind that here they've only labeled the G, so we say measure of angle G is about, and we put the measure in here. Here they labeled it differently because they actually gave us the more lines labeled. LEC. LEC. Okay? Measure of angle LEC. It's always the one in the middle, like that. The letter in the middle. And then finally, measure of angle U is about. Okay, so let's go ahead and try doing, let's do E together. Okay, looking at, let's bring this closer right there to 5B. We're going to align this with the vertices right there, the vertex, and align this line with it so that it's at 0. And then we're going to find where this line leads. We understand that this is 90 degrees, so we have to match with this one. It says 60, 60, but it's actually not 60. It's counting 90, and we actually have to count upward. 90, 100, 110, 120. It is actually about 121, 122. So this would be angle LEC is 121 degrees. All right, boys and girls, mark this one as your key answer, and we'll check these tomorrow in class.
Yeah, guys.